You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, ABC Soap fans. This is Soap Dirt on YouTube, and we have got your General Hospital predictions for the week of June 5th through 9th and beyond. We want to talk about Cassadines. We want to talk about the fate of Sonny Corinthos, given the tight spot that Dex Heller is in. We want to talk about Jordan hitting the sheets with someone for payback on Curtis. We also want to talk about what could happen with Ava and Austin. And we want to talk about this SEC thing and someone who might face fallout for it very soon, but it's not who you think. All right, we have got 5 steaming hot predictions for the week. The first is we predict that Jordan Ashford is going to bed Portia's brother, and it's going to come out as payback. So this week, Zeke Robinson, Portia's brother, is back in town. The last time we saw him was at her Valentine's wedding to Curtis Ashford. And Zeke is in town. He stops by to see his sister at the hospital, and then he goes to check into the MetroCourt. And official General Hospital spoilers say that he goes to hang out by the pool and he ends up sharing drinks with a beauty. And remember, Jordan Ashford just told Curtis how furious she was that he kissed her, was ready to hop in the sack with her, but then has turned around and moved right back in with Portia. He asked her to give him time, but it kind of feels like he's trying to string them both along. I mean, I love me some Curtis, but it definitely seems sketchy, right? So I'm wondering if Jordan is going to hop in bed with Zeke. Initially, maybe she'll do it not knowing that she's getting in bed with Portia's brother, and then she may want to rub Curtis's face in it, and maybe Portia's face in it too. So will Jordan hit the sheets with Zeke? Maybe. She definitely needs a man of her own, and this guy is a cutie. Gavin Houston is in town this week playing Zeke again. Another prediction we have for the week is about Joss Jax and how desperate she is to keep Dex Heller in her life. They just swapped I love yous. There is no way she is going to let him go. But the problem is Sonny Corinthos also won't let him go because there's no retirement plan from the mob. Already, Joss asked Dex Heller to give her the flash drive with the recording of Sonny making the Pikeman deal, but he told her he doesn't have it. He said that Michael Corinthos has the only copy. He even offered to let Josslyn search his room, but she said no, she wouldn't do that. And in fact, Michael offered that flash drive to Carly to use to try and work her way out of her SEC charges. However, Carly said that she wants the flash drive destroyed. There is no way, though, I predict, that Michael is going to destroy that flash drive. The bottom line is it's insurance against future issues with Sonny. Even though he told Willow that he would not destroy Sonny now, that doesn't mean he won't do it in the future. Michael is great at holding grudges. He's definitely Sonny's offspring, even though they're not biologically related, because he just holds a grudge, and so does Sonny. So what I'm wondering, if Joss tries to get the flash drive from Michael. Now, of course, Michael probably won't willingly hand it over, although he was willing to hand it over to save Carly. He's not willing to hand it over to save Dex. His mom is a different story. But now that Joss knows that Michael has it, maybe she's going to go and try and steal it from him, because then she can kill 2 birds with 1 stone. She can make sure that her mom stays out of jail, and she can make sure that Dex can get away from Sonny, because Sonny will be in jail. All right, prediction number 3, a new Cassadine threat in Chechnya. So remember, Victor Cassadine left a deed to a property in Chechnya. If you didn't know that, it is part of Russia. It is a republic of Russia on the Caspian Sea. Little geography fact for you. So Laura Spencer said she wants to go and see what's there at that property in Chechnya. Valentin Cassadine said he is not going to let her go alone because he doesn't like the sound of it. And remember, this is something that Victor said he left for Nicholas Cassadine, but Nicholas is in a coma and he's not going anywhere anytime soon. But Ava Jerome doesn't want to tell anyone that, so she just kept trying to get them to just drop the subject of Nick. So I wonder if, first of all, if they're going to be off screen for summer break. There are several people that routinely take summer off, some weeks off. Jeannie Francis is one, Finola Hughes is another, and James Patrick Stewart is a third. He often does film projects and stuff over the summer. However, we do know that he already wrapped shooting season 2 of Villains of Valley View. If you haven't seen it, oh my gosh, he plays this guy named Craniac. He's a supervillain who's trying to live a suburban lifestyle. It's very interesting. He definitely has the over-the-top Disney villain thing down. So I'm wondering if they are going to leave and that they're going to come back and we find out more about this at the end of their summer break. We will have to see. But I predict that there might be a mystery Cassadine in Chechnya. I mean, why go there and there's nothing there? And it's always fun to have a Cassadine around. I mean, they turned up with Valentin out of nowhere. So yeah, they could turn up with a new Cassadine. Maybe Victor has a kid there and he wants them found. Who knows? I'm super excited, and I definitely hope they find a Cassadine in Russia, because remember, the Cassadines originally came from Russia, even though they set up shop in Greece eventually. All right, my number 4 prediction is that Ava and Austin are going to spark, and we are going to see some of that electric chemistry like we used to see between Ava and Franco. Ever since they brought Roger Howarth back as Austin, it feels like they are struggling to find a place for him. Remember, they had him paired romantically with Maxie, and that was just weird for me. They're both extremely talented, very attractive people. I just wasn't feeling it with them as a couple. But Ava and Austin is a whole other thing, because Roger Howarth and Maura West have amazing chemistry to me. I always loved them as friends when Franco and Ava were friends. So I predict that as they work together to deal with this crisis that Mason Gatlin has them in, remember, he was threatening, and then he said that his mystery woman boss wants to leverage Ava's mob ties. So we'll be seeing more of that, but I'm super excited. So my 5th and final prediction for the week is that Martin Gray is busted and outed for making the SEC report about Carly and Drew. So what we know, of course, is that Nina brought him the information, and then Martin took it to the SEC and filed it as an anonymous report. So, and then once they looked into it, then they saw, okay, this report is valid, and that's why they are moving ahead with making moves to prosecute them. The bottom line is, no matter where the whistleblower info came from, the SEC police, whoever enforces SEC stuff, I don't know, they know that they did it. That was what was kind of funny, is when Carly was getting high-handed with Olivia, and Olivia's like, look, you did it. And it doesn't matter that Carly's intentions were to help, Drew and Michael. It doesn't matter what your intentions are. That's like saying, oh, when I robbed that bank, I intended to donate all the money to the American Cancer Society. That doesn't make robbing the bank okay, just because what you plan to do with the money was something benevolent, right? You just shouldn't do the crime if you can't do the time, no matter what your rationale is. Especially for something like this. It wasn't like Carly was stealing diapers because she had a baby at home that was wet, or that she was stealing food to feed her starving children. This is a crime with no real way to defend against it. So I do think that Martin is going to be outed, because right now there are a bunch of people looking into this. Drew is looking into it, Sonny, Ned, and Michael. A lot of people are tapping their connections to find out who made this SEC report, and it won't be long before they figure out it was Martin Gray. Now, Martin is obliged under attorney-client privilege to not say that Nina gave him this report, but the 2 main clients that Martin has in Port Charles are Valentin Cassadine and Nina Reeves. So it's kind of a 50-50 thing, and it's not clear why Valentin would do this. However, they could rationalize it because Valentin had been CEO of ELQ and the family wasn't happy about it. And then there were moves being made by Michael and Drew. So you could rationalize it and say that Valentin was somehow doing it to undermine Drew to make sure that he could keep his position. So it is kind of beneficial to Nina that Valentin might be sort of a shield for her. And to be honest, if Valentin became aware that Nina made the report, he might well cover for her, even if it means that he is potentially at risk because he loves her. He loved her for a long time. Of course, he's with Anna now, but he still feels a lot of residual guilt for hiring Sasha Gilmore to come to town to pretend to be her daughter. Hey, if you haven't already, reach down, click that subscribe button so you don't miss any of our General Hospital updates. And I'm going to give you a quick recap of the 5 predictions for the week. First, I think Jordan is going to bed Portia's brother and then is going to rub Curtis's face in it. Number 2, I think Joss is going to do everything she can to get hold of that flash drive so she can rat out Sonny to the feds and save her mom and save Dex. I think there's going to be a new Cassadine pop up in Russia when everybody goes to Chechnya to poke around at that property. Number 4, I think Ava and Austin might spark romantically and give us some Franco-Ava vibes. And number 5, I think it's going to come out that Martin made the SEC report and then things are going to get super dicey for the Silver Fox lawyer. Let me know which prediction you're most excited about and whether you agree with if you think this is where the storylines are going. We love to have your comments, so please leave some for us.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.